Yes, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are you all doing? You're welcome to our session, crypto training, trading class here with Professor John Essy, our professor of signals. Our professor of signals has started expressing and showing a lot of teachings that now his students are now becoming lecturers. Some are now becoming doctors. So very soon we have a lot of professor of signals in the house that will now crown each and every one. Loved Paul. You are one of the first students that had the first class in flag patterns. Let's see how you do in regards to wedges and all. So, Prof, you have the floor today. Thank you very much for making our time today to get us on. So the floor is yours.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much, Taj. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Prof.
Uh, yes, I'm starting by sharing my screen so that we can see how we can go about everything. If it is done on your end, you'll give me a 1 and then we move on.
Yes, we can see your screen. We can see the Zoom.
Okay. Thank you.
I've made a couple of
Fine.
people co-hosts so that they can help me add people on the call.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry, while we are waiting for Prof, somebody is saying Lovett should say what she told her. Lovett, what did you tell Lou that you have not informed us? Teach us.
Okay, I think I explained that was yesterday. I explained to Brighter because he reached out to me about the flag pattern. So I was able to explain to him about what to look out for. Same thing I said, the pole, the flag, your breakout, your confirmation, and the time frame as well.
All right. Thank you.
And I believe a number of us who are using the flag pattern, we are able to pick signals. And we are able to trade profitably. So today I will want us to look at the wedge pattern, which is also another very important pattern that we'll be using in our analysis or when we want to pick a signal. So we have two main types of wedge pattern. We have the rising wedge pattern and the falling wedge pattern. So in these two, you'll find that there is one which we are going to use mainly, and the one that lies on the rising trend or an ascending trend. Because in crypto, just like I told you sometimes back, we are moving up. We don't go the short way. We always trade in the positive direction. So that is what we are going to look at. And then we see how we will trade a wedge, how you can make out some signals out of a wedge pattern. So this diagram gives us a brief representation of the different types of wedge that we are going to encounter. Now, what you have to know is that a wedge, there are two lines, two trend lines that converge at a point. There are two trend lines that converge at a point. Some will converge facing upward, and if the conversion is towards the upper side, we call them the rising wedge, like what you see on my left-hand side. These are rising wedges. So the trend line, they are converging at the upper end. The rising wedge will be formed when we have the higher highs and the higher lows. Then we have the other category, which is called the falling wedge. The falling wedge, on the other side, it forms in a slopy manner, and we are going to have the higher lows and the lower lows forming it. Now, what we must know, the wedge pattern forms due to reduction in the activity in the market. The volume will reduce, the momentum of the trading will reduce, and in general, the activity of the market will reduce. So in the two cases, you'll find that they will reach a point when now we will have a breakout, like what Paul explained clearly, that a breakout is a point where the candles get out of the pattern. At that point, we will have a breakout, and then right above that breakout candle, we will get another candle. If it is green candle, it will be a confirmation candle, just to tell you that it is true, a breakout, breakout has happened. So these two, again, have their different meaning. If you get a rising wedge, it is normally referred to as the bearish wedge pattern. If it forms on an uptrend, and that is the thing, if you find a rising wedge on an uptrend, the candles are moving upward, and then at the end of it, we get a rising wedge, then that rising wedge will give you or will act as a bearish wedge pattern, meaning that if you get it on an uptrend, it will always act as a reversal pattern, and we will now, after some time, get a downtrend. Now, if you get a rising wedge on a downtrend, which I said we rarely use, if you get a rising wedge on a downtrend, this one here will act as a continuation. A rising wedge on a downtrend is a continuation pattern. The downtrend will continue. And if you get on the other side, if you get a falling wedge on an uptrend, that is a continuation pattern. That uptrend will continue. So we will be looking at the falling wedge. Is it there? If it is there, we know that we are going to have a continuation of an uptrend. But if you get a rising wedge on an uptrend, then you know in your mind that it's going to end and it will have a reversal. Now, again, when we look at, or we get a falling wedge on a downtrend, that will signify, or it will signal a reversal point. So it will reverse the trend from moving down to going up. Now, in crypto, what we will mainly look at, which are going to be beneficial to us, are these two. When you get a falling wedge on a downtrend, if you get a falling wedge on a downtrend, this will give you a reversal and you can trade that. If you get the other one, if you get this one here, the rising wedge, sorry, this is a falling wedge on an uptrend, it will be a continuation. So these two will be bullish, there will be bullish wedge patterns. Now, what do you need to know so that as you get that, then you can easily maybe get in and trade, or you will wait. because I've explained the first part. Now, the second part, which is very simple to me, to some of us, it may be again a difficult thing, is taking the profit. How do we trade a wage? When we want to trade a wage, let me just show it somewhere. Yes, when you want to trade a wage, after you have drawn it, after you've drawn the wage, then you look at the wider part of the wage. It forms like this. This is the way the wage forms. So this end, the open side of the wage, where this part which I'm showing on the screen, this is the bigger end. So you take your range and measure this side. Just take your range, measure this side. This will give you the take profit. So the most important thing that you need to do here is to plot the trend lines. You must plot these trend lines well. There has been a debate, where do we put the trend line? But if you look at this diagram, I think that question should not be there. Why? Because you can see clearly the trend line touches the body of the candle. And even on the upper side, they are concentrated on the body of the candle. Now, we have some literature that will tell you to use the wick. And if by any chance you decide to use the wick, then let it be uniform. Use the wicks all through. But don't mix up. At one point you're using the wick, at the other point you're using it. So after you have drawn this well, the moment you draw the trend lines well, measure this. This will now be your take profit. Then you move up to the area where you're going to get the breakout. We will use this, though in crypto we are not using the lower side. This candle did the breaking. It came out of the wedge pattern. So this is the candle that we can say the breakout candle. The next candle, this is what we are referring to as the confirmation candle. So once we get this confirmation candle, you will simply take this, you will simply take this range which you had measured here and bring it here, or you project it at this point. That value which it will give you is what you will take as your take profit. That is what you're going to take as your take profit. What are some of the trading strategies that we use in trading a wedge pattern? What are some of the trading strategies that we use in trading a wedge pattern? We have about 5, and these strategies, all of them resemble what we have been doing on the flag pattern, the flag wedge pattern. We've done this breakout on the flag pattern for a very long time. This again is the strategy that we trade when we are using the wedge pattern. You will trade the breakout.
Sorry to interrupt you. The last slide, you were supposed to be showing us with a cursor, but we didn't see that. So when you were saying this is the breakout, there's a in the chat box as well.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
We didn't see your cursor moving on this at all.
Let me look at.
No, not this far. The slide you were trying to they were trying to describe the breakout points and the confirmation candle.
Okay, I was checking on the question that you are referring to.
Yeah, here, this slide. We didn't see your cursor move at all.
But are you seeing my cursor now?
We can your screen, but we are not seeing the cursor.
Even at this time, you're not seeing the cursor?
I'm not seeing. If anybody is seeing, please confirm to Prof.
I can actually see it move from the diagram, but you know it's white, so I guess that's why we can barely see it.
Yes, I can
on
see
this
the
one now.
cursor.
Where is it, please?
I can see your cursor, Prof.
Okay.
It's whitish.
It's like I'm the only one.
Okay. What I can say is we want to look at
it now. Sorry, I can see it now. Thank you.
So what I was saying is this. This is the candle, the candle that breaks the resistance or the support line. Remember, I said we have the candle that breaks the pattern or the wedge, and then the candle that comes immediately after that one. And if that candle moves in the same direction, then we refer to it as a confirmation. It is simply confirming that surely the breakout has happened. It means nothing else. So here I say that this is the candle that is breaking out from the wedge pattern. This one here, this doji. Then after this doji has broken out of the wedge pattern, the next candle, this long one here, is what we refer to as, I think you are seeing my cursor move on that candle. This is what we are referring to as our confirmation candle. And I said, after you have measured this, you simply take this range here and you bring it to where the confirmation candle starts. And that will give you your take profit. And that's all. Is it clear now, maybe?
Thank you. Very clear.
Okay, thank you. So I said one of the method of trading the wedge pattern is the breakout, just what I've explained. The next is the retracement. Retracement in some literature is called the retest. What this means, the candles will break out, move for some time, and then come back to that particular trend line. So once they come back and touch that trend line, the trader picks it from that point. But this method, many a times, will make the trader to lose a signal, because some signals, once they have been, once there is a breakout, then they don't retest immediately. They will move for a very long time, and some don't even come back for retesting. So if it doesn't come back to retest, then you will have lost that, that signal. So what I normally say is go for the breakout, pick the candle. If it comes back, fine. It will still have to pump up. So if it doesn't, you will also be in profit. So pick it on the breakout time. The other strategy that we use here is the continuation trading strategy. We have said that when you get a falling wedge, in an uptrend, when the general movement is up, and then you get a falling wedge somewhere, what that will signify will be that uptrend will continue. That falling wedge will simply tell you the uptrend is going to continue. So what you do, once you see that falling wedge, you don't come out of the trade. You remain there because you know that we are going to have a continuation of the trade. So that is, again, another strategy that can be used. And then we have the final one is the momentum trading. Momentum trading actually strengthens number one, because once we have the breakout, then it will have a higher momentum and from that higher momentum, we will move in the upper direction. Now, on this momentum, what people normally do, or what traders normally do, they check on the volume. Once, if you look at the volume at the point of breakout, the volume will be very high. So once you see the volume increasing, then you will know that the breakout is almost. And if the candles could be in the red, or rather the sell, then you know that we are going to have breakout on the lower side. And if they're green, you'll see the breakout happening on the upper side. So in the momentum, they use the volume so much. They look at the volume. How is the volume? Because the higher the volume, the higher the momentum. Yeah, the higher the volume, the higher the momentum. So what we have to know is that these wedge patterns, the wedge patterns are very, very reliable patterns which show a reversal signal. When we use it for reversals, especially when you get a rising wedge on an uptrend, that will tell you that we are going to have a reversal downward. And when you see a falling wedge on a downtrend, it shows you that we are going to have a bullish reversal. So a rising trend on an uptrend gives us a bearish reversal. A falling wedge on a downtrend gives you a bullish reversal. Then we have a falling wedge on an uptrend. It gives you a continuation of the pattern, or a continuation of the trend. Okay. Now those, what I'm trying to explain, you will simply you will simply get it on this chart here. I believe all of us have this on our computer, or on our maybe laptop or your phone. So kindly go through this many times for you to know about which is the falling wedge and which one is the rising wedge. Now, we have a lot of confusion, which will come later on, but you'll see with the time, it will be cleared. It's how these wedges are formed. Wedges will form when two trend lines join at an angle. The two trend lines will have to join at an angle. And that is when we get a wedge pattern. Now, I would like us to now go practical, because all these other things, that's what we have explained. I want us to look at some practical examples of the wedge and how a wedge can be traded. And then the other thing that I want to tell you is a wedge is part of that pattern. Remember, I said a flag, that we will have the pole, of the Dr. Mani says we should not call it the post, but here in Kenya, we're calling it a flag post. So we will have the pole, and then there is the flag. And the flag is out of the main trend. It comes on the sides completely. But when we are talking of the wedge, it forms part of that particular trend. If it is moving, you'll see the wedge moving with the trend. So we will look at some examples, and then we see how you can draw the wedge pattern. Now, this is okay. This I think I'd shared with you. This we will look for another one. Yeah, like this. If you look at this diagram, especially from there, the way it is, you can see clearly And then since here we are having this the chart is making the higher lows. It is making the higher lows. And once it is doing the higher lows, it is telling you that we are having a falling wedge. We are having a falling wedge. And on this other side, you'll find that we will have the lower lows. So you pick your trend line. I've drawn the upper side. This coin is AVAX. So we can go to AVAX. You can open the AVAX, and then you see how those lines are drawn. This, I will want you to draw it. And then you follow every point that I'm following. Look at it keenly and then draw it on your side. I will give you time to draw the AVAX. Once you are done with the upper line, you can put one in the chat box, and we move to the next point. And I'm using 1 day. You can put it on 1 day. One day time, the daily time frame. Check on the daily time frame. I'm waiting to see in the chat box if you have drawn it as what I've done. You put there 1. If you haven't, then maybe I will remove it from there and then I draw it as you see, then you draw yours. Remember the process that I said. The first thing that you are supposed to do, I'm seeing one person has done it, that's good. The first thing that you are supposed to do is condense this structure, bring the candles together. You condense it. If you have the laptop, it's much easier. If you are using the phone, simply use your fingers, put them on the end and pull them in the middle to condense that structure. Then after you've done that, you put your cursor at the top and you drag it down and it will form that. Then we want to draw for the lower one. Again, you pick your trend line from there. And if you are keen, these lower lows will just demarcate themselves. You can see this is one of them. This is another one. This is another one. And this is another one. And remember, we have always been told that you should have more of those points touching the trend line. So you have the option of starting from here and moving all the way this side. You move like that. There is also someone who may start from this point here and move all the way to this side. I will remove one of them. So the question is, what we have been told, it has to go through as many points as possible. Once it does that, that will be your trend line. So when we look at these two, especially the lower one, you'll find that we had this point here. We have the point, this one here, and then we have this one, it didn't touch. You can zoom out to find out whether it touched that clearly. So when you zoom out like this, you will refine your trend lines. Like from here, you have to push this a little bit up so that doesn't cross the body. And when it comes this side, you have to push this one a little bit lower so that it touches the top like that. Don't force your trend line to go somewhere where it doesn't want to pass. Once you do that, you're doing a wrong thing. Let the trend line tell you where you should push it through. Like, what do I mean by that? If I get this lower trend line, some of you will want to push the lower trend line to pass through this region. And you want to force it that you have to follow here. You know, you will do that, and then what you'll get finally will be a wrong thing. So please, let the trend line guide you where it should pass, but not you forcing it to pass where you want. Once you do that, you'll be doing a wrong thing. So this one, again, you see, I have to adjust it so that it goes through the end that it wants to pass. And it has to touch as many points as possible. So when we look at these two lower trend lines, you will discover that the lower one has only about three. This is the first one, the second one, and then the final point. This one has got this point here. This is the second. This one is also almost. So this lower one is more reliable than this. Sorry, the upper one is more reliable than this. So we remove this one here. And you remain with that. So with this now we have drawn our trend line. Now there is something that we have to know. We said that, if you are very keen, we said that if this is a falling wedge, and the falling wedge is found on an uptrend. Look at this. From this point, it is moving up. The falling wedge is found on an uptrend. Then this pattern will tell you that this particular trend will continue in that direction. Now, what has happened here? We have a breakout here. And this breakout, it went up, and then it came back for retesting. You know, we have talked of breaking out, then coming back for retesting. This is exactly what happened here. Someone will take this, you know, after we have measured this, you take your range, you take your range, you put it here. I hope you're seeing my cursor. And then you move it up to that point. Yeah, thank you. You move it up there. So I've measured the range. Now I will take this range up to this point. And this will give me my take profit. So someone will simply do what? We'll take this range and put it there, and then start.
Prof, you see your screen that is
trading
being
from
shared
there.
or somebody else's?
It's mine.
Who's treasured at sharing screen? That treasure on the outside, the one who's now.
Okay, maybe you can just remove that. I'm the one share. And are you able to see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen now. Sorry about that. Prof, please go back like
Okay.
1 minute back, because someone else was sharing screen, one treasure, one Kiri. I put the person in the waiting room. Please continue. Please,
Okay.
can you X this sign?
I
There's
said
one auction house Japan that is on your screen. It's like an advert on cars at the lower left part of your screen.
Oh, okay.
Yes, please
okay.
exit out.
Okay.
Yes, so we can. Okay, yeah.
Sorry.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, so what I was saying is, let me see something here. If it will work, no, it can't work because of those lines are not there. So I have just to exit and go back to this. Now, I was saying that the first thing is we have to look at the general trend, and the general trend is upward. We have been told that if we have a falling wedge on an upward trend or uptrend, then that falling wedge will simply tell you we are going to have a continuation of that uptrend. So we wanted to look at our trend and see to it, is it actually what happens, or that is just what is said for the sake? And I told you the secret is in drawing off the secret is all about plotting of the trend lines. So we plotted these trend lines, and if you look at this, there is a breakout at this point. And maybe if we enlarge it, you will see exactly the point that the breakout is. You see, we have this small candle here, and then we have that big candle showing that the volume is big. You know, on breaking out, the volume was small because of the size of that candle, but look exactly immediately after breaking, the volume has gone up, okay? The volume has gone up and it increases in size. So you will take this, our range, which we have measured on the left-hand side. Remember, I said we will get the range from the wider part of our wedge. So this is what we have got. So I will simply bring it. Here, and then put it at that point. So from here, since I'm trading the daily, since I'm doing daily trading, then I expect this candle to give me 70. By the end of the day, I expect about 79.39% as it moves up. And when you look at this, already it has done some percentage here, and it's continuing to move up. Since it is a daily candle, it may not do it today, but it will do it as we move, maybe in a week's time or a month's time, and you'll find it being up there, okay? Now, I've always been saying that we do the top bottom. This one here I've done without checking on the top bottom seriously, but it is advisable you start on a higher time frame, like 1 day, then you come down to like, let's say 4 hour, and find out what will happen here. So let's look at the 4 hour time frame, and you'll see what is happening. If you have drawn your trend lines well, they will obey all the time frames. They will obey them. They will not go out so much. But if you didn't do it well, then it will give you a problem. So look at this. We may just need some little bit adjustment up there. But if you adjust up there, then there are a number of these ones which you will get out. So the best option is to do what? To come out of that and come to this point and leave it there, okay? Then the lower one, you can also check on that And if you zoom out, it will tell you exactly what is happening. And you'll see that at our point of the lower side, where we are getting the lines touching either the top part or the bottom part, you'll get what we call the order blocks. There is an order block here. There is another block there. There is another block at this point, at that point. So we will have what we refer to as order blocks. We will look at that one, what it is, maybe later on. So when you bring it down, the main reason for us to come to lower time frame is to know exactly where you are going to make the entry. So if you zoom this out, you'll find that this entry is immediately after this green candle. Okay, when this green candle starts to form, you put your range there. So we do the analysis in the higher time frame. We come down to know where we are exactly going to make the entry point. And as I've told, if you do good plotting of these lines, then you will not have a very serious problem in getting to know where to enter. Now, we have seen the breakout at there. It moved up and then came down to test this line. Came down to test the line. Oh, I believe this one has been sorted out. The thing of the screen. Hello? Hello?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
I can hear you.
Okay. So this is about that. Now, what I would like to tell you again, when you look at a structure like this, you should be able to know that there is a triangle here. Not a triangle, but a wedge. We are having a wedge at this point. Because if you join this to that, or even you join these ones here and then you join this one there, they're going to give you that structure. So with the practice, you don't need to strain so much. You just look at a structure and you see what you are getting out. Now, I want to say this. If you do the plotting at higher time frame, when you come to the lower time frame, then you will be able to see that in that particular structure which you have picked, we have other structures. Like if you look keenly, we have a flag. This is a flag pattern. So we have flags. You will get some flags. You will get maybe the W, the double bottom. Look at that. This is a double bottom. You will get also, this is a triple bottom, sorry, because we have this, we have that, we have that. We have a triple bottom.
I was going to say that.
Okay.
I've seen triple bottom.
Yeah. Thank you. This is a triple bottom. So from that particular one structure, we have other structures. And you can trade those structures in this big structure. Because you can trade what? Triple structure, because this is, again, we will look at it later on. This is a reversal structure. If you look keenly, this is a W here. But if you look at this and that is again the same as this. Okay. So let us be observant. You have drawn the other structure, yes. But in that structure, we can get other tradable structures. So in maybe we look at another one. We look at another one. And if you have a question, I can maybe before I move to the next one, you can put the question so that we move together. If you have a question, you can put the question so that we move together.
Yeah, Prof, you can move on. I don't think there's any question.
Okay.
Okay, one
Hold on.
question. What time frame should we enter?
You enter at the lower time frame. You have to start with a higher time frame. 1 hour is quite okay, and that's I like what Paul was doing, Lavette Paul, because she has gone to 1 hour, and 1 hour she gets a very good chart. Now, when she does all the analysis on the 1 hour, when she comes down to like 15 minutes, then she picks the trade from the 15 minutes. So you can start with 15 minutes, you go to 5. You can start with 1 hour, you come to 15 minutes, or you go to 4 hours and you come to 1 hour. When I look at the 1 hour time frame, it gives out yes, with to 15 minutes. But please note this. Higher time frames give the best structure. Higher time frames give the best structure. Okay? So if you want to get a good structure good, reliable structure, use higher time frames. And then you come now down to lower time frames and do the entry. Like we are using for 4 hour time frame here. If you check on this last bit, there is a very good W which has formed. We have a very good W that has formed. And this W tells you that this is going to move upward. We will look at those structures later on. Okay, so please let us use the higher time frame. It's of your choice. Dr. Mani is in love with the 1 day time frame. She knows why. Maybe she will tell us why she's so much into 1 day time frame. And Lavette has come to 1 hour time frame. Avoid using lower time frame to do analysis. Okay, PSG on 1 hour. Let me see. So we are looking at PSG at 1 hour time frame.
Prof, please, sorry for that old woman. Let's look at Pepe, P-E-P-E. If there's anything we can see on there.
Okay. But again, okay, even when you look at this structure here, at 1 hour, you have that. Maybe just quickly, Loataj, and then I will move to that. So this one here, you start from that point. Let me remove this. Sorry. Remember, what is guiding us is that it should be touching many points on the upside. I mean, on the upper side, and also touching many points on the lower side. That should be guiding you. So from there, we have something like this. Sorry. So this we have to we will not use the whole structure from there to here because it doesn't form what we may want. From here to here, you'll see that this is giving us a channel. From this point to this point, it will give you more of a channel. But now this other structure is coming in from this point, going this side. So we can have it here. Okay. So on this side, yeah, that's what I'm saying. When we consider this part here, then you have to know that this is on this, the lower trend, because from that point, we are now not going to consider the bigger picture. It will be this small picture from here to here. Then how is it going to behave? Okay. And we said, if you have a falling wedge, this is still, you look at it, this is not a wedge in the first place because the upper side is almost flat. This is not a wedge. So these are different structure, which we will look at. This is a triangle. When we have a flat side, upper side like this, or lower side like that, or almost flat, then that ceases to be a wedge. It is now a triangle, and it has got different trading aspects. Okay, so we don't have a wedge here. And again, we cannot plot this other one, the bigger picture. We cannot give this one from this point. Let me just do that. From here to the upper side, this. Because again, there are so many points which are not falling on that line. And this will not give us a good representation. So when you do this and you plot the lines, they will tell you what exactly are you trying to trade. Because like I did initially, this is almost flat, and that is a triangle. It is not a wedge, so it does not fall in this. Maybe we look at a different one. Let me look at Pepe, and then we come back to this. So Pepe, 1 hour, right?
Yes.
Okay. Again, I'm seeing a bigger triangle. I'm not seeing a wedge. Because maybe I can have this up to that point. And this is almost flat or flat. So since it is almost flat or flat, then it will give you a different structure. But when you look at this, we can move in this direction. And it's going to...
That looks like double bottom.
Yeah, finally, we'll get a double bottom in the rectangle. This is a double bottom because it will come like this one here. Okay, we have a W, we have a double bottom. This and this gives us a double bottom. Now, what I was saying, from this point, we can plot. From this point, you can plot that. And you know, it will continue up to this point to maybe to meet with the other line. I just want to, I will leave it at this point. So this one here, if we push it further this end, so by the end of the day, to reach there, and this one will be like that. But when we refine it, let's look at it. When you refine it, it has now changed to the structure that we are talking about because it is no longer flat from that point. Let's see when we zoom out. This one is touching at the top. That one is okay. This one needs to be pushed down, but then it will form that triangle. Now, this comes to what we are talking about. But in this particular triangle, we have other different patterns like what Dr. was saying. You can get some the double bottom here, what we are referring to as W. We can have a major one from this end coming here, and then it forms the W before it moves up. Okay, so again, here you will take, remember, it is moving from up. It was on a falling trend. It is moving downward. We are now not considering this other one, this other side. We are considering this coming down. Remember, I said it is part of that particular pattern. So from here, you find that it is coming down here, and this is 1 hour. So what are we going to have? You will get the range from this point to that point. And then we will wait. You know, we have this, we have done the measurement, so we will wait for this to happen here. If it comes out completely, because there was some false breakout here, which never materialized. So if it comes out of this point, you bring this and you place it at that point. You put it there. And that's how you do it. So by then you'll find that it will give you this. I don't know whether I'm clear.
Well, you are clear.
Members, are we okay? Are we okay? Dr. Taj, it's not Dr. Lawyer Taj. You are the one who came up with this. There was some lady who wanted to see. Has she seen what I've done, or I'm too fast?
I'm okay, please.
Yeah, it's okay. It's me that wanted to see.
Yeah.
It's okay. I might have to go and try and do it on my own. May I suggest that we move this meeting a little bit earlier than this time? Because I'm sure many people are sleeping.
Yeah.
That's why you are not.
Even here it's late.
That's why you are not hearing many people answering you. Some people are waking up to answer. I can be very sure.
Yeah, that's okay. It's okay with me too. It will also assist me. Let me check on the last question as we wind up. Okay, we've checked at Pepe. Then, oh,
Prof,
fine.
we can do 10
So,
more minutes or 15 more minutes.
Maybe we look at, it's virtually looking at some coins. Anyone with another coin that he has, or she has tried, or he has tried, and he will want us to go through together.
Sorry, Prof, let me ask a question here. So you mean that with this Pepe, there's every possibility that it's going to go 19.43% based on the wedge that you have drawn?
Yes, it will.
Okay. Una de yell, smart people, you all better take advantage.
The thing is for us to go and do the analysis again.
Because
the breakout is not yet here. I think Prof just put it there pending the breakout, if I understand what he said. Prof?
Yeah, but I'd done this coin earlier, and the target which I'm seeing here is not far from what I'd found out. Let me just check the time frame, and then I will show you exactly, because it's almost agreeing with what I'd done earlier.
Because I didn't do it with wedge too. I did with flag earlier on. That's why I wanted confirmation.
Okay.
The percentage is like crazy, unbelievable.
Oh, yeah. Even you remember the initial times, what used to happen with the flag, and people were like, will it actually yield? And then you could get 10, and people were like, oh, so it's giving results. So this one again is just the same thing. I'm checking for the analysis that I'd done earlier. Yes, and, I did the analysis when Pepe was 10. Let me just do something here. You know, I did my analysis, and at that time, Pepe was at that time. Let me just write the value, and then we see what has been achieved. Was 0.00. My Pepe was 0.001048. So this was the value of Pepe at that time, and now it is now 5.8. So 4.8, let's see where 4.8 was and how much has been achieved. So this is possible. This is possible because my value, which I got when I did the analysis, it was to give me 16%. So 19%, it is achievable. It is achievable. But then again, I've always been saying, let's control our grid. We take half the value of what has been given by our analysis. So like this one, if I take 8% or 10%, I will be very much safe, okay? And if you fear, you can take 5% of Pepe, and then you will, because we are doing this, even the other coins, I think if we had done them, I don't know it was which one. we could have done this and then we look at them tomorrow. This one you can pick and you have 5%.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. So I believe we've done so much today. We've done
Yes,
so much today. So any other person who has a coin that they want us to look at, because I have like 5 minutes and then we close up.
Ugo White is asking that can we trade this on a 15 minutes or 5 minutes entry time frame?
It is okay. So we want to know exactly where to enter. Simply come back to this. Then check at 5 minutes. It has not yet crossed. Like what I used in trading that was not this particular pattern, but it was, I was trading using the usual trend lines. So I had plotted the trend line and they were giving me 16%, okay? When it was this 10.48. It's something, it's meaning it's gone up with like 10 digits, okay? So by the end of the day, if you have 5%, it will still give. Now, when you're using 5%, there's no problem because you will simply know the exact point that you are going to enter, but still the percentage will not change so much. It will not change, not it will not change, it will not change. Okay, so when you put it on 5, it's just that you want to see the 19% being achieved within those, and you see the 5 moving faster than the 1 hour time candles, but it will still yield the same thing. So you can trade that. Okay, so back to you. Sorry. Okay, Pros. I'll go. Now, I want to do Argo, but Pros, I want you to do it and you post it on our wall so that we have it as a discussion. Those of us who are here, you can do it your own way and then send that particular analysis to the
chat group.
Yeah, and then we now indulge each other. You know, let it not just be one way. I'm talking and you're there. That's where you will sleep. But when we plot it and you post it there and then we discuss, then by the end of the day, we will pick these signals. So what I will say, Lataj, can we have this as our assignment? We plot them and then we post them there.
What's the coin, please? What's the coin?
The coin is Algo.
Algo, okay. Thank you.
Algo and Pros USDT. Algo and Pros.
Ugo White, your question is not clear. Please rephrase it.
I think he meant trend lines.
What you have to know, Ugo, is that when you use higher time frame, you will always get higher percentage.
True.
So when you use like 1 hour, whether you are using a trend line or you are using what, it will give you higher value. But when you use the lower time frame, then you will get a smaller percentage because you're using 5 minutes out of 60 minutes. So how many 5 minutes will you have in 60? Well, you can extrapolate that. So the higher time frame gives you a higher what? percentage. So if you want to get higher percentages, then go for higher time frame, regardless of whether you'll use the flag, the wedge, or the trend lines. But the secret of all this, it is trend lines, trend lines, trend lines. So please just do the much you can on your own on trend lines. Okay, back to you, lawyer.
Okay, thank you very much. I think this will be a best time to call this meeting to a close. We're already close to 1 hour, 30 minutes on here. I want to thank you, Prof, for being on here. I think we're having my own members training tomorrow, which would have to hold. Then maybe we can do this again on Wednesday so that everybody can take their time to go and extend their researches in regards to wedges, how to cite a wedge and know where to come into the trade. So I want to thank you again, Prof, once again, and all of you 52 people on the call. It's good to have you on here. Learning is a continuous process. Even though when you hear it for the first time, it seems difficult. But if you go back to watch videos, watch YouTube, there are many other simplified systems that you can combine with what you have been taught today that will make it quite easy. You know, it's all about keep on doing it and it becomes clear. They say when the student is ready, the master will appear. The master is here now and the student is ready. So we need to put in the work. The work is simply 10 minutes, 15 minutes, watch videos on wedge. Go on YouTube. You can go on Google. There's so many things you can learn on the internet using what we have just gotten here. So let's keep on improving, and pretty soon we will be having 80%, 90% accuracy on our own trades. So see you guys on Wednesday. Tomorrow is Tuesday. I will be having my members training, and it's going to cover, Prof has done everything on trading, so it's going to cover other aspects of the business in relation to news, in relation to other parts of the business, the network marketing part of the business, and so on. So for those who want to grow themselves in another way, also create what we call residual income. Because what Prof is teaching us on here is what you can do and you can earn on it. But when it comes to team building and the network marketing part of it, it's residual. It means that you just work once and you continuously earn on it. That's one beautiful part that I like about the business. So hopefully we're gonna be having you all on the call. Please have your members there as soon as possible. The call is gonna begin by 9 p.m. Nigerian time, which is 8 p.m. here in Ghana. Hopefully we're gonna touch a whole lot of things that will be enlightening. So please come with your questions, those questions you asked during the prospects meeting. Please come with them and then we'll see our best how to trash it all up. So thank you all once again. God bless you all. And do have a wonderful, wonderful evening. I hope we go back to read and learn all what we have done. So please let's use this time and appreciate Prof. Just a little thank you on the chat box will go a long way to make this young man sleep very well. Prof John Essy, you know you are doing a good job. And you know you have improved. You know, when you started, you were not as good at this. You were kind of jittery when you teach, but these days, I can see the calm composure. So debonair.
Wahala,
So
wahala,
debonair.
wahala.
So demure. With enough steez. So let's say our thank you to Prof for all he's done for us. We're going to see him on Wednesday, same time.
Thank you so much, Prof. You're the best.
Thank you, man.
Thank you, Prof. But keep putting the signals, though.
Some people are worried, though, Prof.
A lot of people are losing out.
Prof, you're
you know,
mute.
when we
You
try
muted yourself, Prof. Please, let's hear what you want to say.
I'm saying I have Lovett, Paul, and There is another gentleman who has come up so well again. I think we will have
That's
some.
John.
Yeah, we will have
That's
some meeting.
John.
We normally say here that we will have our meeting behind the tent. So I will call them in that meeting, and then we see how we can give you the signals. Otherwise, I'm impressed with the work that they're doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thank God they are both in my structure.
Sure.
Because only instruction 9, no.
Some of us still work. So dash us some signals once in a while.
Okay, fine.
Thank you.
I will. Thank you.
All right. Good night, everyone. Have a wonderful sleep. See y'all. This recording will be brought up by this night or maybe tomorrow morning. God bless you. Bye.
Okay.